everybody. It's Missy Wolf, and I am here with Keith Burns and Lisa Guerrero. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, we're at 3rd and Lindsley, and you guys have already had a busy day. You were at WSM earlier, and you did an interview there. How was that for you?
Amazing. I have to say, I was a wreck because it was the first time our song was played on the radio. So I started crying.
Oh,
So it was very emotional and a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Can't take her anywhere. I'm trying to just be there and be cool, you know,
Right.
I've been here before. And there's Lisa, it's your song. It's our
I
song.
haven't been here before.
Exactly, and this all started because of a bet. So you got to tell everybody what happened, why we are even here today, sitting here for this song. This is amazing. It's a great story.
It's a crazy story,
It
right?
is.
It's kind of there's a story behind the song. And 10 years ago, I made a $20 bet that I could write a country music song to a bunch of country music artists and producers because I know nothing about writing songs.
Right.
And so there was some drinking involved that night. And so I decided the next day I was going to go ahead and follow through and try to write a song. I wrote a song called The Comeback. I won that $20 bet, and somebody gave the lyrics, which were actually more like a poem, a really ridiculously long poem, to Keith Burns, who was also at the charity event that night 10 years ago.
Wow.
And he looked at them and he did well, you take it from there because.
Well, what I did was, obviously Lisa, a lot of people have ideas, and she had a great idea, The Comeback, so I just kind of took it and worked with it and sent her back something that was not 18 pages long, but was 3.5 minutes long, and then fast forward 10 years, and she calls me or calls my wife. Actually, I was in the studio, and she goes, "Man, I'd love to do this." I called her back. And she goes, "Well, can we finish this song and retool it, and then can we go in the studio?" I went, "Well, hold on,
Hold on,
hold
yes.
on." There's a process, and so what I did was we got together, we finished the song, and took it to James Stroud, and James loved it. So we slid it on the back of one of the girls' sessions with all the A players in town. She just happened to bring the Inside Edition camera crew in and the producer, and we shot it, and they flipped over it, so now they're putting it on Inside Edition. They're gonna do a segment, and she's got her YouTube followers, and they're doing it ended up taking a life of its own. She's doing a 30-minute back documentary, and the video's gonna have her and I, and we also decided, since it started with charity, it's gonna end with charity, so percentage of everything that it makes, my percentage that I'm going to give to the Folds of Honor.
And mine are going to go to a journalism scholarship fund through the Investigative Reporters and Editors Association.
Wow, that is incredible.
It's a win-win situation for everybody, and we're excited about it.
So that was like the best night with drinking involved ever.
Second best.
Second best.
Yeah,
okay.
I married the other night.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
First best, I ended up marrying her. So, I'm just.
I love this. Oh my gosh. Because, for the everyday person at home, did you ever think for 1 minute that you would be writing a country song and singing it?
No, no, of course not. No, I understand that people come to Nashville to work for years and years to have this career and to be musicians and to sing and to be songwriters. And I am a journalist, so I do write. I write my own material. I interview people. I'm a storyteller, and I'm a champion of the underdog. And I write poetry. My whole family writes. And so for me, this is just something that I did on a bet. And it had a life of its own. It was meant to be a song, and Keith was meant to be in my path that night. And I think that 10 years later, we've created something that has really been a blessing and something that is absolutely unexpected.
I cannot even say enough how fantastic this is. And did you ever think that you'd be on Inside Edition premiering a song, a music video?
No, not premiering a song. I figured she'd be after me for something I did wrong. I figured one day Lisa'd be in my face going, where were you last night? We know what you've been, I'm going, wait a minute. No, but this is pretty cool to be able to take her dream and do this and and craft something that started with just her idea in a poem, which, by the way, a lot of people do that. A lot of people write poems, and a lot of people come to me and they go, hey, I got this poem, and it's like 20 pages long, and they go, can you write a song with this? And most of the times the answer is no, but sometimes when the idea is right, you just got to spin it. And so this one ended up, taking a good turn, and so we're pretty proud of it.
I love it. The lyrics are amazing.
Well, thank you.
Hearing the track, because I know it doesn't come out till August 16th, but I got to listen to it, and then I also heard you guys doing it at Soundcheck just now.
Yeah.
It is such a beautiful song, and I'm that person who's extremely emotional when anything military related, because my nephew's in the Army, my daughter is enlisting, and so all of those moments are just very, very real for me and so many other people. And I didn't get it in the beginning, when I was growing up. I didn't get the whole military thing. I didn't get the emotions behind it. Then, September 11 happens, and all of your friends and family are talking about it. And then when you hear songs and you relate them to people in your life, to true stories, it's just, wow, it's amazing. And so I got to give you guys credit for being able to put that emotional stuff on there and sing it. And
well, thank you.
Thank you.
It's something, I've been doing it all summer long in my acoustic tour that I do, and every time I do it, I dedicate it not to the ones that came back, but to the soldiers who didn't. And there's it's always happy when you see those little clips of the soldiers come running through the airport and surprising their little girl or their little boy, and even the dogs when the dogs.
Oh my gosh, those dog videos make me cry all the time.
So it's always emotional, but the ones that don't come back too, it's for those guys too. So we're hopefully we make the military proud.
I definitely think you are. I know that there are so many fans out there, because I was researching both of you and scoping out your social media and everything.
Right.
And everybody is just so excited, and I can't stand it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. And honestly, for you, what is it like being interviewed when you're the one that interviews everybody? Like,
weird. I'm ready to go like this too.
Now.
I want to ask you some questions right now.
I'm like, please don't do that.
Dueling microphones.
Right. That would not be easy for me at all. So that's why I'm like, thank you for letting me talk to you and ask you questions, because that can't be easy to sit in that side, honestly.
Well, let me say something about that, because people that are in this business and the people that I've met in Nashville and that are in country music, they are about people and human emotions and getting to know somebody and talking to each other.
Right.
And so I've had some great experiences already, just because the people here are so warm and loving and kind. And boy, that makes for a very easy interview. Usually I'm chasing down people that don't want to talk to me, not the other way around.
Right, exactly. No, you guys have definitely made this day amazing for me and so much fun, and I'm excited. But where can fans find you to get the song and all of that?
Well, obviously, August 16th, Inside Edition's going to run a segment on it. It's going to be available that day. The video's going to be available then or shortly after. And they can get it on all social media streaming outlets, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, as well as we'll put links on our website, my Keith Burns Music Facebook, and Brian Burns, all just everywhere.
Okay.
We're also doing a 30-minute documentary about the making of the song and how it came about, and that's going to be available also that same day, August 16th, on my YouTube page, Lisa Guerrero TV. And so you can go on and see how we made it and see how we wrote it, and us in studio and then performing tonight.
She's got her own TVs.
I know. She's got so many fans and subscribers. And you do like a follow back Friday or a follow back weekend thing.
Yeah, I'm ridiculous. I really love social media. I don't want to just be the person on TV talking to people. I want people to talk to me back.
Right.
So I like communicating with fans.
She's the Kardashian of journalism.
Well, you know what too. Okay, I'm not an investigative journalist. Doing the music journalism is a completely separate animal. But when you get those fans that send you those messages, you just posted one recently about a fan that reached out to you about what you were doing and that you were doing a great job, and wanted to pick your brain a little bit on it. And you were like, "This is why I do what I do." And that to me was like, yes, I'm so glad you posted that, because people need to see the real human side of you. They need to know that they can connect to you, and you make yourself very approachable, which is fantastic.
When I was a young woman, I started in sports, and I did not have any mentors. Nobody helped me. Nobody provided any guidance. I was the only woman doing sports in LA at the time, 25 years ago. Only woman in the locker room. So now, it was, believe me, I have some stories. I'll write a book about that.
Okay. We'll look forward to that book.
So fast forward to today, when I have a young woman or a girl say to me, I want to be a reporter because of you, or I watch you chase bad guys and I want to do that. I want to be a journalist.
Right.
That makes my day every single time I see that. So
that's awesome. And I'm sure for you, Keith, you have to have those moments too where fans come up to you and they're so inspired by your songs and what you've done. And are there any standout moments for you that where fans have approached you and shared stories with you about how your music has touched them?
All the time. When you're on the road and you're touring all the time, people come up, and it's a wonderful thing, because people that come up, as a rule, this ain't like sports where one of the guys, my buddy of mine, Jim McMahon, quarterback the Chicago Bears, I was telling him, well, we're both entertainers, and he goes, yeah, Keith, but your luxury is everywhere you go, people pay to see you, so everybody in the crowd likes you. He goes, when I played on Sundays, he goes, if we played, he goes, half the people hated me, and if I played in the other stadium, everybody hated me. So people would walk up and throw tomatoes and spit on them. So,
oh my gosh, that's horrible.
I've got the luxury of being in a business and playing shows where people that come up, especially country music fans, they're there to see you and they're there to love you, and all I do is entertain, but it's a lot of fun to do that, and then see them going into the show and then going out of the show, meeting them in autograph lines and just talking to them. And I get a lot of, Just What I Do, Poor Me is my wedding song, our bachelorette song. And then we're going to do some USO stuff, I think, that we're going to go around and see the soldiers, which I've been all over the world performing for soldiers, so it's the best crowd on the planet and the best audience, and so we're going to go do some of that. So hopefully we're going to get to hear a lot of stories.
I cannot wait. I think that's going to be so much fun. And I'm so subscribing to your channel, by the way, just because I want to see more, but I love the chemistry between you two. You guys seem like you have a really great friendship, and this all came together for a really great cause, and it's just... Man, it's amazing. You guys need to see more of this. So you guys got to check them out on social media. Follow them on their websites. Just share them with your friends too. And stay tuned for August 16th, because you guys got to get the brand new song. You got to pre-save it. Are they going to be able to pre-save it?
I don't know. I think so.
Somebody said something about that. Yeah.
I think Kat Atwood said
I was going to say, I think that's what everybody's doing now, is the whole pre-save. So pre-save it if you can, guys.
Pre-save it. We need to be pre-saved.
There you go.
Everybody loves a comeback.
Everybody loves a comeback and pre-save.
All right. Well, you heard him, so check him out. Until next time, guys. We'll see you soon.